I know what you're thinking. 31. Okay, that's not exactly how this game works, but this game is called The Mind, and it is a game about mind reading. So I'll go over the rules and I'll give you my thoughts at the end, so stay tuned. So The Mind is a game for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up. It's a pretty simple game where you play cards in order from lowest to highest. We'll go over the setup and a quick run through of the rules. And I'll try to do a couple of sample turns as well. So the setup is a little bit different depending on the number of players you have. We'll show you that. And, whoa, here we go. I guess it would help if I'd have all this stuff laid out beforehand, but stuff happens. So we've got the playing cards. Your life points are this pretty little bunny. These throwing stars you use during the game, and level cards. I will just demo with a 2-player hand. So on a 2-player game, you use all 12 levels. With 3 players, you'd use levels 1 through 10. 4 players, levels 1 through 8. But on a 2-player game, we have all 12 levels, 2 lives, and 1 throwing star. So here's the level cards. We'll just place them aside. We have our 1 throwing star, and we'll have 2 lives. The other throwing stars and lives put aside because they may come into play later. So I'll just place them just right over here. I'll go over the way a turn works. You're dealt, each turn is basically a level. You start on level 1, and then when you defeat the level, you move to level 2, then level 3. So the way a turn works is you're dealt the number of cards based on your level. So on a 2-player game, each player would be dealt 1 card. You play the cards from your hand, no order of players. It's whoever has the lowest card in their hand plays it. You know, when you only have 1 card in your hand, you only have 1 option. So player 1 has 62, player 2 has 100. So player 1 would play 62, player 2 would play 100, we'd defeat the round, and we'd move on to level 2. It's a little easier to show when you have more cards in your hand, so let's just stick those back in. So we're each dealt 2 cards on level 2, and now if I'm going to play a card from my hand, I have to play the 24 before the 52. You can't play them out of order. Player 2's got a 41 and a 64. So to beat the round, it would be I play the 24, player 2 plays the 41, I play the 52, player 2 plays the 64. We defeat the round. It has this little symbol. That means when we defeat the round, we would get what's there, which is another star. Round 3 would be the same thing. You shuffle the cards back in. We each get 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so to defeat the round, it would be I have to play the 14 first out of my hand, and this player would have to play the 6. So to defeat this round, it'd be the 6, the 14, the 16, the 84, the 86, the 93. So that's how you play the cards. They need to be played in that order. So you're wondering, well, what's that? What does that have to do with mind reading? I sort of left out a part. You don't show your opponent your hand, so they don't know your cards. Or I say opponent, I mean partner. You don't show your partner your hand, so they don't know your cards. You don't know their cards. And you're not allowed to talk to each other. So you literally have to guess who has the lowest card at the time to play it. So we'll do a couple of sample turns here, I'm going to need a partner, and my partner in this game will be none other than Jabba the Hutt. So Jabba will sit here and I'll play. And I didn't say what happens if you make a mistake, so we'll show you that too. So we're doing round 1, level 1. Whoops. Just to kind of show you in action, it's a little easier to explain. But if you get one wrong, you basically lose a life. Run out of lives, you die. You can use a star, and when you play a star, both players reveal their lowest card in their hand. And it's kind of a, well, not quite a wild card, but kind of a cheat thing. So we'll play first. I'll try to keep this clean. So I have a 78, so I can assume that Jabba the Hutt has a card lower than a 78. So I basically, if he was a real person here and not a space gangster stuffed animal, I would wait for him to play. And he hopefully has something less than a 78. And he plays his card, it's a 28. I go, yay, and I play my 78. We beat the round, we celebrate. We stick the cards back in the deck. We flip to level 2. So now we shuffle. Yeah, I know these are kind of not the most. There, we just got to do a quick shuffle. Whoops. It's hard to shuffle 100 cards. So now we each get 2 cards. 1, 2. Okay, and we're not cheating in this demo. So Jabba the Hutt's got his cards. I've got mine. I've got a 19. Oh, so I guess I should say the way a round starts is everybody puts their hand on the table and concentrate on our inner thoughts, sending the thoughts of our cards to our partner. And then you remove your card when you're ready to play. And I just realized I actually will have to look at Jabba's hand, but I'll play mine first. I'm going to assume he doesn't have anything lower than a 19. And let's see what he's got. He's got a 85 and a 71. Okay. His cards are high, so he's not going to play. So I wait and wait and wait, and I decide he's not playing. I play my 44. And I'm out of hands, so now he just plays his 71, 85, and we beat that round. Yay! And since we beat that round and it's got a star, we get another star. And now on level 3, we're each dealt 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So as you see, the more cards you get, the more complicated this gets. We'll line up his. I'm going to stare at mine. I'm not going to play any of mine. So I'm just waiting. I'm assuming he has cards lower than me. So Jabba thinks about it and thinks about it. And I'm not playing, so he plays his 17. Now I don't have anything lower than a 17. So I'm going to wait and wait. And I'm hoping he has something. He's like thinking and thinking. And finally he's like, well, he's going to risk it. He plays the 27. And I don't remember what his last card is. That's good. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to guess his last card is higher. So I'm going to play my card. What is his last card? It's a 56. Okay, well. So then I play my 54. And I'm going to play the 58 before he got to play his 56. So I played out of order. Oh, no. So Jabba yells stop. And since I played this out of order, we lose a life. Since that was the last card in the game, we don't really do anything else with it. Let's back up. Well, we'll do it on the next round. So we defeated that round, that level, and we get a bunny. So we get a life back. We'll just stick these in here, shuffle up the deck. We'll do level 4. I want to show you how to use a star. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We each get 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm just going to play the lowest card in my hand. I'm going to take a risk and play a 52. So Jabba yells stop because he obviously should have a card lower than 52. And he does. So he plays every card in his hand that is less than 52 comes into play under the 52. And we lose a life. And then we keep playing. So I see all of these cards are high. And I'm not going to play them because I can't believe Jabba has anything higher than that. So I'll sit here all day and wait. And he's not going to play his because his is 100. And he's just not going to budge. So eventually I'm like, I timidly play my 85. And I wait and he's not doing it. I timidly play my 87. And now I sit here. Now we can have like a stalemate. We need to just concentrate and focus and focus and focus. And he's clearly never going to play his 100 because he knows it's higher than whatever I have in my hand. So finally I play the 98. He does his evil laugh and plays down the 100, and we beat that round. So we place the level 4. That one does not have a trophy, so it just goes there. We have 1 life left going into round 5. I'll show you a star, and then we'll call this game good. Whoops, I shouldn't have shuffled like that. The way I'm standing here, it's kind of, whoops. Sorry, I'll never be a Vegas dealer. Okay, so now round level 5, we all get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'll line up all of Jabba's. I start. I don't have anything super low. I'm assuming he has something lower than 35, but I don't want to play, so I'm going to say, hey, can we use a star? And if all the players agree, then yes, we can use a star. So the star means you put down your lowest card. You don't put it in the play pile, you just show it. So Jabba will show his, oh, wow, I guess he could have kept playing. Oh well, he plays his 2. So we know that he's got, his lowest card is a 2, my lowest card is a 35. So he knows that I don't have anything in my hand lower than a 35. So he kind of can right away start off playing his cards. You have to play them one at a time. He plays his 3, and now he stops. So now I know that he has played all of his cards that are less than 35. So now it's my turn, and I have to guess, is my 39 lower than what he's got in his hand? I can't remember what he's got. His next card's a 60. Okay. So then I could play the 40, and now we sit and we think and wait, and he plays his 60, which he was scared to play. And then I'm like, whoa, he's got a 60. I bet I have an 85. I play my, or 88, and he says, no, stop, I had an 84. So we played out of order. So we lose a life, and that's our last life. We die. So that's kind of how the game works. You go through, if you can defeat all 12 levels, or if it's, you know, it's a little lower levels on, I think I already said this, but yeah, on 3-player game, there's 10 levels. 4-player game, there's 8 levels. You get through them all, and you win. And then if you get them all, there is an advanced mode, which says not to read until you've got that far. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The new challenge mode, you play blind mode. Blind mode, you start again in level 1 with all remaining lives and throwing stars. But this time, the cards are played face down on the deck in the center of the table. At the end of the level, the stack is turned over and the sequence is checked. If you made a mistake, you lose a life. Everything else stays the same, and you can try to go through all 12 levels that way, which would be nearly impossible. So that's really all there is to it. You just play like that. Now what's cool about this game, the more you play, the more you can mind meld with your partner. You get a little better at knowing when they're going to play, how long they're going to wait out, earlier numbers and things like that. And you can actually get pretty good at it. I played a few times with my 10-year-old and we never got through all 12 levels, but you know, our earlier games we made it to maybe level 3, and then our later ones we were getting around level 8 or so. So it just, you kind of get used to reading your partner's mind, I guess. Although I don't know if I would ever want to read Jabba the Hutt's mind, would you? But that's about it for this game. As far as my thoughts, would I recommend it? You know, sure, if you got a group of friends that like this type of thing, it's kind of a fun drinking party game. Easy to carry around. It's a tiny little box. It's a deck of cards. Only needs, 2 players. You can play up to 4 players. Games are short. They say 20 minutes here. I think it's more like 5 minutes, to be honest. So I guess maybe if you put a lot more emphasis on the concentrating and mind melding and stuff, maybe it lasts 20 minutes. But would I give it a thumbs up or thumbs down? I'll give it a thumbs in the middle. Buy it if you're into this thing. If not, pass on to something a little more strategic. But that'll do it for this review. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button. I'll be back soon with another video.